We got to give a shout out to the NBA. Listen, the NBA may have had to simulcast every single one of their Christmas games to make it look like the ratings weren't horrific, even though they were still a disaster. They may be trying to convince people that, no, we're still a healthy league, things like this. People love the NBA, despite the fact that audiences and fans have been walking away. Well, now they've won a very exclusive award. The NBA made the 2022 Worst of the Woke list. And here you go. We can even look at it right here. Big shout out to New Tolerance Campaign, Worst of the Woke, The Great Unwokening, the top 10 most hypocritical institutions of the year. And big shout out to the NBA. Why? The world of pro sports continued its wokeward drift in 2022, but none more so than the National Basketball Association. This year, for the first time in its history, it canceled games on Election Day so that everybody could go vote. In January, when pressed on the NBA's business dealings with China's authoritarian government, Golden State Warriors co-owner said nobody cares about the Uyghur genocide in China. And in February, NBA player and outspoken critic of oppression in China, Inez Cantor Freedom, was cut from the NBA roster, a move fans said because Freedom exposed how U.S. corporations essentially became foreign agents of communist China. NBA viewership continues to plummet. From 1998, shout out MJ, to 2022, the NBA has lost 66% of its viewers. Now, I will say about the cutting of Inez Cantor Freedom, he was speaking out a lot. He also was kind of playing shit. I just got to say that. He was at the tail end of his career. But John, I know you guys talked about this. What do you think about the NBA being named the worst of the woke sports leagues?
I was more shocked that in 2021 they didn't make the cut. But they're right about this. They point out the Warriors minority owners saying nobody cares about the Uyghurs. The NBA never came out and told him, hey, that's unacceptable. Nothing happened to the guy. So they deserve to be on this list.
I agree, absolutely. And NBA by far is the most progressive, is the one where the players seem to have the most power, and they're constantly fucking speaking out about social justice issues, even when they have no idea what they're talking about. People like bitch-ass LeBron James. It's the same league who a couple of years ago canceled games after the justified shooting of Jacob Blake without having any knowledge of the situation. Just put him on the same pedestal they put all these fucking criminals on. So, yeah, the NBA is the wokest sports league.
Now, I believe that the WNBA is more woke than the NBA, but the WNBA doesn't have any. They don't have any power.
Nobody watches them. No. So yes, I agree. I do agree with you, John.
Yeah, the NBA is shooting themselves in the foot, man. They're taking a script right out of, woke Hollywood and out of G4's playbook. It's like the more that they get progressive, and then the less people are watching them, they are doubling down, and they're saying, no, it's you. It's the fans. You guys aren't supporting us. And it's terrible. So if you want to watch good basketball, damn near professional basketball, you got to watch college basketball. College basketball is the way to go. You can't support these fucking losers in the NBA who just run in their mouth on topics that they know nothing about.
Prime example, the NBA on Christmas Day used to be massive.
Used to be the
2021, the worst ratings in 15 years or something like that?
Since the worst ratings since like 2008 or 2009, so like 12, 13 years, And then what did they have to do to get ratings to tick up a little bit this year, John? They had to simulcast all of them. So every single one of the 5 games on Christmas was on ABC, ESPN, and ESPN2. As opposed to just a couple simulcasts like they had the year before. So yeah, that's what they had to justify, or that's what they had to do to try to show, look guys, we made an improvement over last year's historic lows. No, you really didn't. So big shout out to the NBA continuing to drive people away. The best thing about LeBron James losing so much and the Lakers being irrelevant is that he doesn't speak out about social justice as much. I don't know if you've noticed that. He doesn't make as many of the comments when they're fucking losing the way they are. So that's the silver lining. There's a lot of silver linings when it comes to LeBron losing, but that's certainly one of them.